Hey, welcome. Chris here with the trades. Going to go over 9 trades that I'm looking at for the week ahead for swing trades long. These are 9 tickers that meet my criteria for swing trades. It's a two-part criteria for me. I'm first looking at stocks that have good fundamentals and strong earnings that look like they're good for long-term holds, long-term investments. And then looking at that basket of stocks, I'm then turning to the chart to find an entry, a point where I can get in on this, get involved with it for the move up to capture some short-term or long-term gains. If it wants to keep running, I'll just keep selling and taking profits as it moves up until I'm out of stock or until I'm out of shares or contracts on that stock. So first, we're looking at the SPY, the market itself. Obviously, it's been super strong. It's coming up into near all-time highs. You can see this red line marks all-time highs. So it did reject on Friday. From there, not surprising, kind of came down. So we'll see where we open up in the morning on Monday this week with the market. I would certainly not be surprised to see it pull back a bit. So here we are on SPY. So the first ticker that I'm looking at for my criteria long first stock that I'm looking at to go over here is XLV. XLV. Okay. So XLV looks really good. It's been moving up. It's been pulling back, finding some natural level of support, and then continuing on up. I like this one because it's coming down. The stock price is relaxing into a natural level of support, which is where we see this green hazy area. This is natural support levels where we're looking to see it come down into this level in close as it can into the lower green band. And then in combination with that, I'm looking at the stochastic. I'm seeing that it's coming down. This is what I'm looking at for an entry. So on this one, risk wise, it's still pretty far away from where I would like to see it bounce down to about 2 or 3%. I'm going to be a buyer down into this range here, looking to see if it wants to come and test these highs from back in October and November. So I'm going to be a buyer into this range. I'll hold down into about 146 or so, looking to capture the move back up on this one. From here up into highs again is 3 or 4%. So the chart's a little deceiving. It's not quite that big of moves that are in play here, but this one meets my criteria, so it's the first one on my list. Also, I'm looking at PBR as well. PBR has a big sell-off on Friday, coming down to this natural level of support. The chart is crazy. It looks like some sort of crazy heart attack or EKG. But I'm going to be a buyer here on Monday. We'll see where it opens into this range here. I'd probably take it down into about here. This is about 5.5%, down to about $11.45. Probably give it about that much room. Slowly buying slowly into this range. And obviously, the stochastic is down at a very low level on the fast line. Certainly crashed straight down. The slow line has some room to run. So wouldn't be surprised to see it sell off a little more here early in the week, but looking to capture the bounce back up. Of course, like all of these, and for all of these, like anything really in the investment world, if it doesn't do what I expect it to do pretty quick, I'm just going to get out of it and find another opportunity. There are tons of opportunities in the stock market. These are just the 9 that I'm going through here today. Also on the list, HII. Okay, pretty much been moving straight up. It's coming down into a level of support that I like. I'm going to see where we open on Monday. I'm going to be a buyer into this range at least. I wouldn't be surprised that would be down to 286. I wouldn't be surprised to see it test here at these highs at 195. That's what happened back here in November. Came down, pretty much bounced off of these highs and moved back up. It's come down on Friday. Didn't quite get there. See where it wants to go this week. But I'm going to be a buyer into this range here. I'd like to see it test these highs one more time and bounce and move back up. Also on the list here is good old J&J. Get the right ticker, J&J. This one is a pattern that's looking really nice. As we can see, it's just gone up, tested some level of support. The stochastic nice and low, stochastic nice and low, and bounced and bounced. So will it do it again? We don't know, of course, but looking for the best opportunities. So risk wise, I'm going to be down to about 7 points or about 3.5%. I'm going to be a buyer into this range here. See if it wants to test off of these highs, which is of course right where this natural level of support is designated here on the chart with this green area. course, stochastic has some room to run down. It could definitely come down a little further. So I'm going to be a buyer slowly into this range, kind of taking advantage of the pullback if it happens, and then be looking for the move back up on this one. Of course, I'm going to be looking to take profits up into all-time highs, of course, or whatever this is, most recent highs, all-time highs. Who knows? I had to look back at the chart to see if that's actually the case. But into this range here, be looking to take profits up into this range. And of course, I like to hold some, see if it wants to keep running from there. Okay, also on the list here is TK. TK. All right, so TK looks real good. I like this one. It's been moving up recently, straight up and straight back down. Stochastic is down nice and low here on this lower part of the band. It did bounce and pull back and run up, but then it pulled back and rolled over pretty sharp. So this one is a little bit iffy. I could see it going either way. I'm going to be a buyer into this range here. Probably take it down into about 889, where we have these highs from back in September. However, it did shoot straight back down, push back up, reject off of these moving averages, and roll back down pretty hard. So to see this continue and break through here and come on down a lot further would not surprise me. If it does do that, I'm just going to get out. Like I say, I'm going to be a buyer into about the 887, 880 range. If it breaks much below that, I'm just going to say forget it. It may be moving lower, and I'd be not interested. So, but I am interested in this because it's got a tight risk, really nice risk here, and the rewards look good. If it wants to push back up into highs, it's 10, 11, 12% up into recent highs here on TK. Also looking at HWM. HWM, I mean, hold on. This is not it. HWM. HWN, here we go. This one looks really nice as well. Friday, it's come right down into this natural level of support. Did bounce a little. Going to see where we want to open on Monday. Obviously, if it wants to gap down and break, probably not interested. Again, even if it wants to gap back up, again, also probably not so interested in that. I want to see it sort of open flat. I'll give it a risk to about this low here, about 4% or so from this low back in October, where it bounced some support and bounced straight back up. I'd give it to that range here. I'm going to be a buyer into this range and looking to capture profits on the way back up here, 3, 4, 5% up into these highs. It could be 8 or 9, 10% even. So risk to reward looks really nice. I'm interested in HWM for next week, and we'll see where we open. Also, Eli Lilly, also on the list. Nice, strong pharmaceutical company, gone straight up. It's relaxed. The price is relaxed back down into this natural level of support, which on the chart is about at 961. Stochastic shooting straight back down. That's what I'm interested in. This is my criteria for a trade. This is the entry I'm looking for. I'm going to be a buyer into at least down into this range. I'll take it to about here, 5% or so. Of course, there is a lot more room on the downside to come down into this level here from back here where we had some highs. Certainly could test this most recent peak back here in October, but I'm certainly not going to hold and be a buyer all the way down into there. That's just too far. The risk is just too wide. But if it wants to come down and test this level here to 4 or 5% and move back up, 8, 9, 10% is the possible move back up to recent highs there. So I'm interested in Eli Lilly as well. Also on the list here, General Dynamics as well. This one I'm interested in. This is obviously a strong stock. It's been moving straight up in an overall uptrend in the last several months. Got two different trends actually at play here, two different divergence, you might say. Most recently, we've got a low and a higher low, and then we've got a low and a lower low down on the stochastic, which is different, right? That's a divergence. We got the stock chart generally moving up, where we got the stochastic generally moving down. And we got another trend from previous, also the same sort of thing happening. Higher highs on the chart, but lower low on the stochastic, which tends to indicate a bullish trend in this scenario to me. So I'm going to be looking to be a buyer on this one down into about this level here, 3%. I'd probably take it down to the past low back here as well. That's only 4 or 5% on that one. I'd be looking to be a buyer into this range see if this continued trend and divergence thing is going to keep playing out and looking for the move back up. Now, risk wise, like I said, I'm going to be a buyer into about this range here, 4 or 5%, and then be looking to capture highs up or capture profits up into these highs, up into this high as well, 6% or so. So it doesn't move a whole lot, not a lot of big range on this one, but it meets my criteria as a strong stock with good fundamentals and an entry point that's in play. And finally on the list is SYM. This one is crazy and it's been bouncing around a lot. So a little bit of a high risk one, but it has relaxed. The price has come down pretty hard into this level of support that we're seeing here with these candles. So on this one, I'm going to be a buyer. See where we open on Monday into about this range here. Now it's pretty wide. It's 18%. That's not something that I'm really all that interested in, but that's what the chart's saying. If we want to see it come down into this level here at about 54, 53 and a half or so, but probably have to take it down into this lower wick, really, as a risk profile. So pretty wide on the risk. Got to go real small on this one. I'm gonna go in slowly, see where we open. But I like this doji candle. It could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised to see it gap up and run. I wouldn't be surprised to see it gap down and fail. So this one's last on my list because it's a high risk to reward. Because if it does end up finding support here, opening flat, maybe coming down into this level here, it's a 10% risk. But the move back up is sick. Is absolutely crazy. 40 some percent. Yeah, possible upside. So I'm interested in that one as well. That's what I got for you for the week ahead. Happy trading.